Should we rip it? Tell me something.
There is something, girl.
Hey, this is Rusty. Enjoy the podcast. You guys are hilarious. My question's for Wes. What's the backstory on the rodeo picture that's behind you on all your podcasts? Thanks. Bye.
Hell yeah, Rusty. So obviously this isn't my picture, so there's not like a story where like I went and took this or whatever. I got it from a place called House of Spoils. I think the black and white and the like hint of American flag with a horse is just like, it just feels like very classic. It's like a classic Americana look. And as though I'm not a cowboy, my dad obviously like is. And so I like to keep a little bit of like a little Western feel into this new apartment. But given the background, it's got to be like it's a small town rodeo in Montana or Wyoming. I guess if I read the advertisements on the fence, I could probably like figure out where this is. But I just really like the piece, and I thought it's outside, black and white, one flag. She's got like frilled chaps on. I don't know. It's just dope. I don't know. I just like it a lot, Rusty. Thank you for asking now. But House of Spoils, shout out to them. They do a lot of like cool art. So we can plug them.
We can plug them.
Yeah.
That was our first voicemail of the day. Got three more here for you guys. All right, here we go.
Hi, Sophie. Hi, West. I'm a real big fan of your podcast and watched every one of them, sometimes twice. And I think Sophie is just a role model for younger people, not just girls, but boys as well. She does a great job. Anyway, my question is, I've been watching the WNBA now for, I guess, about 2 years, and it sure seems like it's a lot more physical than the NBA games. And I'm just wondering what your perception of that is. And I guess there's arguments, both ways, but just watching it, I think maybe it's the passion of the people involved in the WNBA, but I'm just curious about your thoughts. Anyway, keep up the great work. I look forward to it. It's one of the things I really look forward to watching every single week. Thank you.
Well, that's kind of nice that he looks forward to hearing from us.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, though.
It is.
Is for you.
I think the league is very physical, and I think it needs to be that way. Like, I'm all for that. I think that's part of being a pro. It's about being at the next level. It's about being around elite level athletes. And it's awesome to see strong women being able to play physical and showing young boys, young girls that it's okay to work hard, to sweat, to be physical, but also to enjoy what you do and love what you do. And so for me, I think this last season, I think that when it comes to maybe the physicality around the league, maybe it was a little bit too much. I think that what's considered a foul in the rule book maybe needs to change a little bit. Because the refs always kind of go back like, well, this is what it is in the handbook. And so this is why we call it. But I think that the handbook maybe needs to evolve a little bit and get with the times. Because I feel like the majority of this season was how physical playoffs normally are. So playoff basketball is known to be more physical. You're not going to get calls. It's just a harder game. And everyone knows that. Ask any league around the world, playoffs are just different. But for us, I think you just saw a lot more injuries. You saw maybe just a lot more feistiness amongst the players and the coaches, a lot more people being vocal about it just because they thought that there was points where it was out of control, where we just need to dial it in a little bit. I think we should stay physical, but I think that the rest kind of need to be more disciplined from the beginning of the game and be more consistent, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that answered your question, but there's a lot of thoughts surrounding our physicality, the refs, how the game should be called in the regular season versus playoffs. So I don't know if that helped.
Sophie learned some karate moves from West last episode, so you guys got to be careful out there.
Eagle, bear. I forgot what else. Yeah. What the
tiger?
Is that? That's what it is. Tiger.
Yeah, tiger.
Dude, have you ever seen someone in a fight like this?
Yeah. No offense, Kev, but I've seen a lot of Asian guys do that in movies.
It's our go-to. It's our go-to. That's why I taught it West first. That's what it started out with this one.
No, see, you did it. You did it right, Kev. He went like this. Yeah.
Put a little more swag on his. Put a little more Arby sauce on his. All right, guys. Here's the next call for you here.
That's funny.
Hey, West. Hey, Sophie. Okay,
Oh,
so here's my
gosh.
situation. I have a friend. She calls me probably twice a month to catch up. But when she's on the phone, she's always doing something else. Like she's driving, so I hear the air conditioning wind blowing on the line, or she hits a stretch where the reception is breaking up, or she's shopping and talking to the cashier or salesperson while I'm on the phone with her. She means well, but it's a little annoying. So, would you say something to her about these distractions, or just suck it up? Because she means well. All right, love your podcast. See ya.
Here's the thing. People in this life are very, very busy. If friend of yours is making the time to talk to you, I think, and I don't want to be harsh here, but I think you should be appreciative of the fact that she's taking the time to talk to you. I think expecting her to be sitting still on her couch with no sounds in the background is asking a little much of your friend. I think you don't have to talk if you're kind of annoyed with the distractions, and maybe you can like avoid the calls. But I think asking someone to dedicate their physical selves to your phone calls is a little steep, if I'm going to be totally honest. And you sound nice, but I don't think Sophie or I would ever have the time to like call each other and not have other things going on in the background.
Yes.
It's kind of just like how it is.
Yeah. I will say too, depending on your relationship, if you guys are talking like every day or at least every week, that you should maybe feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, can I just have like 5 minutes of your undivided attention and no distractions? Like if you really feel a certain way, you could always go that route. I will say like my mom, she literally is, like Wes said, she is going 24/7. And so I only get phone calls when she's pretty much like in the car driving. So like there's always back roads it's breaking up there. So I just feel like a lot of people have a lot on their plate, but if you do feel a certain way, just have the conversation. That can't hurt anything.
I also think if this was something like you reached out to her and you were like, hey, I'm in need of advice, or I need you to hear me out, or I need you to like give me XYZ on something that's super important to you, then maybe she owes you or like some undivided attention. But if you guys are just doing weekly catch-ups, like she's going to be in the fucking car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
My dad's called me from on a fucking horse for the last 5 years of my life. So, best of luck. She does mean well. So just try not to, let it ruin your phone calls. That was tough love, Kev. That's the first time we had to give some tough love.
Hey guys, I'm doing a research project on how the competitive nature of the game impacts our daily lives. So I myself am a competitor and I grew up like doing sports and everything. How does your competitive nature also impact your daily lives? Thanks guys. Love you guys and love the podcast. Bye.
Woo.
Great question. Sophie, you can go first.
So I feel like I'm super competitive in everything I do, but I think that I talked to a sports psych guy, and I think that I've learned to channel it. And so I think not everything has to be competition. I think maybe from a young age, that's where like a lot of kids found like they belonged, or found that that's when their friends wanted to be around them more, or their parents were proud of them. And so there's like a lot of attachment to being competitive because it leads to probably success or applause or anything like that. And so I just kind of learned to like unlearn and decomputerize what I've always been taught. And so for me, I think it's awesome to be competitive. Like you want to be your best self. You want to push yourself to be the best version of yourself. But I think also with being competitive, that means you're going to fail and you're going to learn things maybe sometimes the hard way. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think failure is actually a really good thing. And so for me, I think it's channeling it. Like you don't want to be a competitive person in absolutely everything you do in life. That's not healthy. But I do think that a lot of companies, a lot of people, they like competitive people because they know that they're going to work hard and they're going to push themselves to be successful. So I think it's a fine line to walk of being it, but also knowing when to kind of let down your guard and not be competitive.
Mm-hmm. I am much like, I'm like pretty chill, I would say, in most things in life, but like obviously as I like athlete, I have it in me. I think I more so am competitive maybe with myself. I just like to like prove things. And I always have, and kind of like reach for things that I didn't think I could ever do. And then like usually if you do that enough, something kind of sticks. Okay. Oh God. I'm already cringing out from what I'm about to say. But I've seen this quote before, and it's shoot for the moon because you're bound to land amongst the stars.
Oh, gag me. Just gag.
But that said, though, I think it helps because you if you're always trying to be the best and keep doing new things and always trying to win at every little thing you do, I think you build up a confidence that you can do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of just always keep pushing yourself to like accomplish things that you never thought you would before. I know this is like very broad, but I agree. And I'm surprised Sophie said that being competitive in every aspect of your life is unhealthy, because I would agree.
It is.
It's okay to like relax. And I think if life's not always going to be perfect, and you can't let when things go like wrong, like ruin your whole fucking day and week and year, you know? So it's good finding a balance for like what works for you. But I will say, I just want to tell her, if she's on a team and anyone bullies any of your teammates, you should grab them by the back of their neck and give them a couple uppercuts underneath the basket. Because that's what we do. Tiger in podcast.